Let's be honest. Feeling worthy is something many of us struggle with at different points in our lives, whether it's because of external expectations, past mistakes, or those nagging inner voices that tell us we're not enough. The journey to self worth can feel long and complicated. But what if I told you that your worth has nothing to do with any of these, and it has been there all along, just waiting for you to recognize it? I want to start by acknowledging how easy it is to confuse our sense of worth with the things we achieve in life. From a young age, we're taught that grades, accomplishments, success, and external validation are markers of how valuable we are. Maybe you've been working hard to get that promotion, or perhaps you felt like you had to earn love and approval by being perfect. It's this conditioning that leads us to tie our self worth to things outside of ourselves, things we can lose or fail at. And as a result, when things do fall apart, our sense of worth goes down the drain. I remember when I was still in corporate jobs, getting a promotion was what I thought being recognized. Yes, I love to get a raise as well. But having a higher job title was far more important to me because that was what everyone else could see, a label I was associated with. I thought if I worked hard enough, if I went above and beyond, eventually I'd feel like I was worthy of success. But no matter how much I achieved, or whatever job title I had, that feeling of unworthiness would always creep back in. Similarly, in my love life, it wasn't until I started my healing journey that I realized I had been unintentionally begging for love. I was proud of being low maintenance, being highly independent, and being that girl who can do anything. But what I was actually doing was trying so hard to prove that I'm good enough for you. Sometimes even by breaking my own boundaries. For so many of us, our self worth gets buried under layers of self doubt, fear, and the stories we've been telling ourselves for years. Maybe you feel like you haven't done anything worthy in your life. Maybe you think that because you haven't reached a certain milestone, or because you've made mistakes, you aren't deserving of the things you want. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. You are not your achievements. You are not your mistakes. You are not defined by what you've done or haven't done. Your worth is not something you need to prove to anyone, not even to yourself. And it's not something you could earn or lose. It's something that has been within you the whole time. It just needs to be uncovered. Now, for some of us, the challenge comes from feeling like we've sacrificed too much of ourselves for others. Perhaps you've spent years putting your own dreams or desires on hold to care for a family, a partner, or a career that never really felt fulfilling. And now you might be wondering if it's too late to reclaim your life, or if you even deserve to. I want to assure you that your worth doesn't diminish because of the choices you made in the past. In fact, those experiences have only deepened your value. You are worthy because of the love, care, and dedication you have, even if that sometimes wasn't directed at yourself. Now is the time to turn some of that love inward. It's time to nurture your own dreams, your own well being, and your own desires. That's what true worth is. It's recognizing that you deserve to take up space in your own life. Now, another trap we fall into when it comes to self worth is feeling like we don't have what it takes to get what we want. You might think, I'm not smart enough for that job, or I'm not attractive enough for that relationship, or even I don't deserve financial abundance because I'm not good with money. These are all stories we tell ourselves that keep us stuck in cycles of fears and inadequacy. But here's the truth: your worth has nothing to do with those external factors. Worthiness doesn't come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. The moment you stop measuring yourself by these external standards and start recognizing your own internal value, things begin to shift. You realize that you're capable of pursuing that dream job, not because you've checked all the boxes on the list, but because you have something unique to offer. You see that you're worthy of love and connection, not because you look a certain way or have achieved a certain status, but because of the person you are, the heart you bring, and the kindness you show. And the right person will be attracted to you. One of the most powerful shifts I've experienced in my own life was moving from a mindset of scarcity, feeling like I wasn't enough, to a mindset of abundance. And that doesn't just apply to money, it's about how we view ourselves and our potential. When we operate from a place of lack, we're always focused on what we don't have, what we haven't done, and what we need to do to be enough. But when we tap into abundance, we start to see all the ways in which we are already enough, just as we are. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and intentional practice. But every step you take towards embracing your worth, whether that's setting healthy boundaries, saying no to things that drain you, or simply acknowledging your own needs, moves you closer to truly knowing and feeling your worth. So, how do we start this journey? How do we begin to uncover and truly feel our worth? One of the first steps is self compassion. You have to be gentle with yourself as you navigate these feelings. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not enough, or I don't deserve this, pause. Okay? Ask yourself where those thoughts are coming from and whether they're actually true. Most of the time, they're not. Now, another important part of this process is letting go of comparison. It's so easy to look at someone else's life and think, they have it all together. Why can't I? But comparison is the thief of joy. Your journey is your own, and it's not meant to look like anyone else's. American writer Joseph Campbell wrote, if the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Your worth isn't determined by how you stack up against others. It's determined by how you show up for yourself. Finally, surround yourself with people who lift you up and reflect your worth back to you. Sometimes we need reminders from the people who love us that we're valuable just as we are. And when you start to truly feel your worth, you will find that the fear of not being enough fades away. You begin to make choices that honor your value, and you start attracting opportunities and relationships that align with that newfound sense of self worth. So, if you're struggling to feel worthy today, know this: you don't need to do anything more, achieve anything more, or be anything more to be deserving of love, happiness, and fulfillment. You're already worthy, right here, right now. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. And remember, your worth is not something you have to prove, it's something you already have. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.